Welcome to the eGen Solutions podcast YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, if you're a subscriber, thank you greatly. If you like this podcast and you want to see more information like this, please give us a thumbs up. Helps us to know what you guys like and we'll create more content. Today's guest is Danielle Canton, and I am in love with this interview because, first of all, it went by and I lost track of time. The second thing is her expertise in just bringing the simplicity of what branding is and how it really affects your business was brilliant. We're going to talk about what branding is, and specifically in your business, how does branding really affect your bottom line, and how does it really get into everything that you do to create more of a return on investment. You're not going to want to miss this, and let's enjoy the interview. Well, welcome to the show, Danielle Canton. I said your name right, didn't I? Last name? I did. Danielle Canton, I'm so excited to have you on the show and I'm just so excited to share her expertise with everyone, because this is a piece that is so important to social media and small businesses. I wanted Danielle to be on the show. So let's get into it. And thank you again, Danielle. She's an award-winning strategic branding and marketing expert. She helps businesses achieve a deeper connection and brand alignment that's needed for profits and success. Now, I know that's a long sentence and I love everything about it because it's 100% true, but I am going to ask you, Danielle, can you expand on that? And before you expand on that, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you to this point?
Oh, I can. Thank you so much for having me on. It's such a pleasure working with you, Jennifer. My history is actually in the creative world. So I worked at a national advertising agency for about 13 years, helping brands really tap into the essence of who they are and creating, back in the day, it was a lot of commercials, but print and everything you can think of. And it was a really incredible experience. I got to work on really huge brands. Probably the most famous would be Mazda. But I worked on Lazy Boy and Chiquita. And so I had these wonderful experiences. And it was throughout that process that I really began to learn what branding and marketing really is. Because I was slated in that creative director role where I could copyright and art direct and kind of bring things together conceptually and visually. But there's a much bigger picture. So I eventually transitioned from the agency world over to working in businesses, helping lead the branding efforts of different companies, and eventually having my own business as well.
Yeah,
What I love.
that's great experience. So Mazda, I mean, yeah, thank you for telling us that, because that is key, I think, right there for your expertise. I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just very excited.
No, thanks. Sorry, I'm like, oh, I'll just keep going. But I think what I love and about connecting with you and working with smaller to mid-sized businesses is really the power of social media is incredible. And I just get frustrated because I see so many people not doing it, sometimes not doing it at all, which is scary. But doing it and maybe not showing up as big and as bright and as beautiful and successful as they could be showing up.
Yep. And I have to say eGens is probably in that category. So, and it's a piece I know that every business needs, and we do adhere, but I feel like we do it on a basic level. So I'm really excited to hear more from you as well. So sorry to interrupt again, but keep going.
Yeah, no, I love that, Jen, because I feel like kind of what I do, you said describe that long sentence of what I do is really help people reconnect with their purpose. So it's a reconnection and it's an alignment, because when you reconnect with what your real purpose is, you can then get aligned with how you're showing up in every aspect of your business. So when you think of branding, it's really, it's more than your logo. It's more than your colors. It's more than your font. It's who you are.
Right.
So when you say, oh, we could do a better job at eGen Solutions, I have to laugh because I'm like, oh, but you're doing something really well. You're doing something beautifully, is you are showing up in so many different ways pouring out the content. The generosity of your brand, of your kind of matter of fact, I'm going to get out there and help as many people as I possibly can. That is what resonates with me about your brand, which is pretty awesome.
Well, thank you. Now, on that note, I think the big question, and I even so, social media is my main focus. Branding and brand strategy is not. So we partner obviously with you, and or we, we're brought in on a team that has someone. So it's just such an important piece. So can you explain what branding is in marketing, and then also what it is in business branding? Because I feel like there's a little bit of a difference. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you can explain that, I think that is the key word. What exactly is branding in business?
Awesome. I love that. Thank you. There's a lot of techno babble out there. And that's kind of why I appreciate the educator in you, because you kind of cut through that and help people make sense of things that are just complicated when they don't have to be. There's so many definitions of branding out there. And most likely, whatever your opinion is, that's a piece of it. So you're on track. What I love to do is simplify the heck out of everything so that we can keep taking those steps forward, because that's what's going to bring us to success. So branding, you ready for the really, really simple definition?
We like simple here. Very simple and quick.
Like 2 words. It's 2 words.
Oh, all right.
Branding is your promise.
Oh,
It's your promise.
I like that.
What if you just, think of branding as your promise?
Okay. A promise to your community, or promise to who? There's what?
Great question. It's a promise to everybody. So
Okay.
you do need to kind of check off that list of who are your multiple audiences, because you have more than one. It's who's ever in your world, right?
Right.
Whether it's team members, your strategic partners, obviously your clients, your customers, your employees, everybody who touches your business.
That's
You're
an
making,
interesting little point there, that it's everyone, even employees. That's a
I'm-
concept I hadn't thought about.
yeah, your employees are probably the most important.
Yeah.
I really have a lot of experience in healthcare and senior care and service related industries. And we always start with employees first, team members first, because if they're not buying into what that promise is or the brand, how on earth are your clients or your customers ever going to buy into it?
Yeah, that's huge.
So there's, yeah, good. That's awesome.
No, that's huge, because that is a huge, even in social media, when we're the team may be doing exactly what's on brand, but then when it gets passed off to the team, there can be such a disconnect, and it can really, unfortunately, that's a huge problem if there's a disconnect between the social media and your team. So thank you for saying that. You are absolutely correct.
That's great to hear that you experienced that, because what you really want to do, if you want like an off the chart successful company, be willing to tap into the mindset of who you're trying to win as a client, who you're trying to earn their trust and respect, because they're on a journey. So imagine what that journey feels like. Maybe they're wowed by a social post you made, or some kind of, connection you created in Facebook. And then, like you said, they connect with a team member and it doesn't resonate. It doesn't connect. There's a disconnect,
Yeah.
and you're delaying the result. You might still get them. You might still be able to help them,
Yeah.
but it's not pleasant for them.
Right.
It's confusing, and we're going to talk a lot about ROI, right? It's like, how does
Yep.
branding
That's
affect
coming up.
money?
That's
I
coming
mean,
up.
come on. I mean, if you're in business, you care about the bottom line.
Care about the bottom line. And so that kind of brings me to my next point. Like, what is the importance of branding and marketing? And I think we're kind of already discussing that a little bit, because we're quick and fast here. But
Yeah.
can you tell me maybe an overall view of not just that, but the importance of branding?
Yeah, I think when you create a brand, well, one thing is when you go turn around and sell it, it's just a given that investors are looking for businesses that have built a strong brand,
Right.
and they will pay more for it. But essentially, just in talking to the viewers today, the brand, how it's going to affect you, like today, if you really build out a brand promise um, that tells a consistent story, what you're doing is helping save your greatest asset, time. That journey I just told you about, that customer who sees this amazing post that you made in social and then connects with a team member that isn't aligned, you just slowed down the process. You just made it harder. It's just more hurdles and more hurdles. And it's just like, I don't know about you, but I like ease and grace. I like
Mhm.
things that are speedy. You know, there's so much possible when you create a brand. You are cutting through the clutter. So, one, you're going to make sure that you're getting heard because you're going to differentiate. And then be consistent with everything you're doing, everything you're saying. We need repetition. So I need to hear you like at least 26 times. Say
Is that
kind
how
of the
many
same thing.
times that it
It
takes
used,
now?
I don't want to date myself, but back in the day, it used to be seven. That was the big
That's
magic
what I
word.
was gonna say, and then I heard 12, and then now you're
Oh,
telling me
yeah.
26.
The latest Harvard study, probably about 5 years ago, was 23. But I mean, just think about these little fun devices we're on. We are competing for an insane amount of people are
Attention.
reading through so much. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's why your promise is important. First of all, do you have something worth me tuning into? Okay, you do. You got a great promise. Awesome. Please make sure it's looking the same everywhere so I can go, oh, I remember you. I remember you. I remember you. That's really important. And like when I said, branding's your promise, marketing are the multiple stories you tell about that promise.
Yeah.
And you help do that in social. But I'm sure it can be frustrating for you if clients don't have their promise nailed down and the look and the feel and the consistency. You're kind of throwing some things out there that aren't working as hard as they could be if if somebody was really locked in and aligned and connected.
Yeah. Well, and everybody, and especially here for the people on our YouTube channel, they are typically just starting with their business. And so they have, and there is all levels when someone is starting their business because there's so many things that have to be done. So, I would say that one of the conversations I have bringing on a client is even just as you said, keep your profile picture like something that simple of keeping your profile picture the same across all social
Oh,
media
yeah.
accounts
Yep.
is huge. And I just actually, when you said that, brought this up today. There was a guy that I've been seeing that's on my TikTok feed all the time. And I did a Google search, didn't know he had a YouTube channel, but I saw his face on the on a YouTube video that I was looking for. I'm like, wait a minute, I saw that guy on TikTok. I didn't know he had a YouTube. And I recognized him because I kept seeing him so many times on TikTok. So those profile pictures are very important. Just that little simple thing.
It is. That's great advice, but it's like,
Yeah.
what if we can do that for all of our clients? It's so confusing. Everybody is, if you have a business, you are hustling, you are doing
Yeah.
so many different things.
Yeah.
So I believe our job is really to say, let's cut through the chase and just boom, boom, boom. How can we keep this really simple for you?
Yeah. And sometimes I still have one or two clients that don't want to put their picture up. you know, so there's different situations out there too. So I
You
know.
know,
Sorry, go ahead.
but no, I was just going to say, it's interesting when you say there's people who don't want to put their picture up, and they're trying to sell something. Um, I just learned, because I'm really big into these definitions, branding, marketing, and sales,
Uh-huh.
right? So it's like, what if branding's your promise? Marketing are the stories you tell about it. Sales is your willingness to emotionally show up and invest in those stories.
Yeah.
I just asked, I can't take credit for that answer. I got it from Seth Godin when I met him in December.
Okay.
Yeah. I
The
asked,
epitome of marketing, right?
I know.
How was that?
My greatest
Tell us a little bit
mentor.
about it.
Oh my God, he's incredible.
Yeah.
He's just, I've been following him for over a decade and he just consistency. He shows up
Yeah.
every single day. 7,500 blog entries, daily blog entries. He's just he's just so generous.
Very much
It's
so.
really, yeah. But I
Yeah.
love those because he helps simplify, right? It's just like, what is sales? Help me with what sales means. And that was his feedback right on the spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was good. So can you say that again? Can you go
Yeah.
through that again?
Yep. So if branding is your promise, marketing are the stories you tell about
Right.
your promise. What sales in his response was that it's your willingness to emotionally invest. How much are you willing to invest in telling those stories? How much are you willing to invest in your promise and
Right.
making that come true for people?
And that comes down to, do you believe in your product too? So,
Mhm.
and so if
Yeah.
even if you have a team, if someone doesn't believe in your product, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So again, comes back to branding. Are they buying in, and the employees buying in on that? So that's huge. That whole concept is huge. I love that. I love that. Thanks for sharing. Um,
Okay.
do you have like any other scenarios or suggestions that really kind of showcase the importance of branding in business? I know I mentioned that small little detail of profile pictures, but do you have any other examples? I know I'm
Like
kind of
tip,
putting you on the
like tips,
spot.
like tips of what to do.
Yeah, just one little thing.
Yeah, definitely. I cannot iterate enough, especially in social. Use a consistent photo, but also get really consistent. Your brand is much more than colors and fonts, but at least be consistent with that. What colors are you using? What fonts are you using? And then I would challenge you to go a little bit further and also say, what language am I using? So you as the owner, who are you as a person? Get in touch with that so that you can show up in the language you're using and be consistent with that and dig deeper for what your promise is. So,
I think
um,
that's so easy for people to understand, Danielle. So I'm really excited. I hope they're taking notes like I am, but that branding is your promise. That that really helps, because then that promise comes down to, how do you build community,
mhm,
right? And
it
it's
does.
around that promise. So I love that.
Awesome.
Do you, so I feel like we can get right into the fun stuff, which is, now that we know that branding is kind of the foundation, right? It's how you, I feel it's how you build your business. You build it on that promise. You build the whole culture on that promise, right? Um, how do you take that, and how does that equal a return on your investment? Because that is what everybody wants. If I'm going to spend all this money on, colors and fonts and my promise and thinking about that, how do I get all of that into a return on my investment?
Yeah, it's a great question. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all doing with our businesses.
Right.
So, I mean, right. So if you're creating that brand promise, that means you've tapped into something that people need. The problem is there's so much clutter going on we're inundated at all times. So I've got a problem that you can help me solve, but I can't hear you because I'm there's too much. So I can't even see you. So I go unserved because of that. So if you, with your brand promise, show up in a way that's consistent with the colors, with the fonts, in the places that I'm going to be, social media is a great example. Now I have an opportunity to be served as a
Yeah.
client. So branding helps. It goes back to the time element. So our greatest asset is our time. There's only so much of it. So we can
Yeah.
make money all day long. What we can't make is time.
True.
So if
Very
you're out
true.
there throwing jello at the wall, you're wasting your time, not only your time, but I'm going to tell you something else that's really important is your energy. So
Yeah.
if you really want a return on investment, you're looking at your time. How do you make things more efficient and elegant? And then the
Right.
money just shows up
Yeah.
in much bigger ways than if you were throwing jello at the wall or just without that umbrella approach to what you're doing.
Right. And I think when you say that, and especially in social media, and I've been guilty of this too, is if you don't keep with that brand message and that brand promise, it is so easy to get distracted with everything else. And especially when you're trying to gain followers and you're trying to get engagement, you tend to get distracted by the, hey, this is how I got 3 million followers in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Complete
Mhm.
exaggeration. I haven't seen anyone actually post that, but you get the idea. And it can distract you going to those strategies versus consistently staying on brand and brand with you. And that is a huge thing I see a lot of clients do. And sometimes we'll let them, well, okay, we let them kind of go off and do their thing, but that is a huge product problem, and it doesn't keep you on that path. So that can be a distraction. I think branding and having that really set, and I don't want to say set in stone, but set in your sights really helps you stay on track. Am I wrong?
You are so spot on
Yeah,
because as business owners, entrepreneurs, we have shiny object
I
syndrome. We
do.
can't help it. So, and we're all familiar with it. So it's like brand helps bring you back, bring you back, bring you back to that like foundation that makes things simple. It's quicker to make decisions. It's quicker to come up with ideas that are aligned, stories that are aligned with that brand.
Yeah.
Um, and I think probably to your point, we get like, ooh, distracting. That looks fun and shiny over there. Sometimes there can be some fear of commitment to the brand, or I don't want to get bored with that one thing. And that's where I have a lot of fun because it's like, if we create something cool enough, you're never going to get bored. And we create it in a way that this is an old school term, but in a way that it has legs, which means here's a really cool idea and it's so big and exciting. It's consistent, it's definable, and yet it has so many branches of it that people get excited about
Yeah.
creating it and building it and growing it.
Right. And there's a way I believe that you could mesh all those things together into one brand,
Mhm.
correct?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because that's
Yeah.
the beauty of it. When it has legs, it's like people actually come into it, your clients, your employees. When you build a brand like that, they become part of creating it as well.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
find
fun.
we had a client the years ago that created like a brand new product, and they part of the consultation that we were talking about with how to introduce this product and what how are people going to perceive it, we got to tell them what to do. And I stopped them, I said, you know what, you're going to find out that when we post these things and do these things, if we do it right, they're going to start using your product in ways you had never thought. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh,
People would
cool.
post pictures and they're like, we didn't even think about that. So, and it's happened numerous times. So I think, the community, once, if you have your brand and understanding, they will then have the brand and understanding, and you can come together. That's kind of my.
That's a great point. I have a client, has these amazing Airbnbs she's created, and they're actually experiences and built for retreats and weddings, and they're
Oh.
big like in Texas Hill Country, like 3 properties on 10 acres and
Oh, wow.
all of these beautiful retreats. And she was doing great. And she brought me on to help with her branding. And what that did was it gave an outside perspective of who she was and what her promise was. That I was able to help really bring out and bring to life in a way that reinvigorated her, which pumped up her team members, which gave them all the same language to start using, and her business has just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool, and then all of her guests now are contributing, and it keeps growing and evolving.
Right, because they're posting and they're sharing that experience, and it's just all aligned all the way through.
Alignment,
So
that's my word.
yeah,
It's all about alignment. And that makes the ROI is a result. It is literally a result of when you stay connected to your purpose, you tell stories that are relevant to that purpose, and you're aligned across everything you're doing in a really consistent way, there's no way to not make money.
see,
That's yeah.
there's your ROI.
There you
You
go.
know,
There you
even
have
like,
it.
yeah, even the user generated content, like you said, with the person in Texas, then when guests come, they understand it and they're extending that. I mean, to get user generated content and get people talking about your brand is gold. Like, unless you do pay an influencer, which can be very expensive, that I don't want to say free, but that's a perk of having everything, aligned, as we said. So I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, when your clients are leaving reviews, oh my, it's the greatest gift on the planet.
Right.
They're telling you who you are because we
Right.
can think who we are. We can say, "This is my promise," but am I delivering it? Like,
Right.
I see me as this or see us as this. Your clients will tell you.
Yeah. Nope. I love that. And actually, even if it's not reviews, just sharing your business and sharing your content, or did you say Airbnb, right? I mean, yeah, that's impressive. Well, do you have any parting words for us before we go? I'm going to get into your offer because, but before while I'm switching over to that for the YouTube group, do you have anything that you kind of like last minute or overview things that you want to say?
Yeah, I wanna say, keep it simple. Keep it as simple as you possibly can. We just get so bogged down in techno babble sometimes, or I need to do this or that or shiny object. And it's just like keep coming back to the promise, come back to the promise, keep it simple. And you're gonna show up in great ways.
Yes, 100%. So for the people who are watching on video, you can see here Danielle's website. I will leave a link to her website in the description of the video below. And if you are listening on your favorite podcast, her link should also be in the description of your favorite podcast platform so that you can click it or come back to it and take a look at Danielle's site. After that. And I can't get back to my screen, so I greatly apologize. Do you have an offer for us?
I do. And actually, what this is, Jennifer, is my calendar link. So you can
Oh,
definitely go to this calendar link and schedule a complimentary strategic consult. So a strategic branding and marketing consult. You can choose that at the bottom.
one click over
Um,
to Danielle. I love it.
yeah. And then if you want to check out and learn a little bit more about me, go to yesandmarketing.com. And then you can also sign up for a complimentary session there. So I added that complimentary session to the website, and then that was my calendar link as well.
Yep. So I'm going to stop that and get over to it so I can see it. If you can give me just a moment. I did see that. And I love that site. I missed that. I'm so sorry about that in our little
Well, that's okay because
conversation.
I think the calendar link's great because if you go to the website, you can fill out the form and I'll be in touch. If you go to the calendar invite, you're going to get a bunch of questions and we can jump in even quicker.
Yeah. So yes, and marketing. I love that. And so this has all of your it has your background, it has your strategy. Tell us a little bit what's on here.
Yeah, just I like to start really high level and reconnect you with what your promise
What's
is, and
possible.
then and yeah, what's possible in terms of what do you need, and what your specific goals are. So if you do want to sign up for that session, I promise you, I'm going to 10 times over deliver for you because I really want to give you your best next step, whatever that might be, because it'll be unique to you.
And I think it's important too that they can come to you at any stage to take a look, and it's free. So even if you're just beginning and it may seem a little overwhelming, Danielle as she has in this, is able to cut through that and get right to the point. I love your website. So again, we'll leave her link, and I'll leave both links in the podcast description and also the video description. And it's YES and marketing.com. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. And I hope we can have you again, just to it would be nice if maybe we could do a couple review sites and just kind of give people real world examples, maybe at another time. I think that
I
would
would
be
love that.
great. Yeah, that'd be great. So thank you again. If you are watching via eGen Solutions YouTube channel, I hope that this has helped you, and a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. And we love subscribers. So thank you again for that. And we'll see you again in the next interview. Bye-bye.